Hello, everyone, my dear, amazing listeners. Thank you once again for spending your precious time with your dear Ali tonight. And we've got amazing, awesome show for you tonight as I've got two beautiful ladies for my co-host tonight. And let's go and get to know them. We will be starting with Eliza. Eliza, please introduce yourself and tell us your age. Are you currently in a relationship? And what is the meaning for you, your own definition of what true love is? Go
Hi,
ahead, Eliza.
Ali. Hi, Ali. Thank you
Hi.
so much for having me again. Again, my name is Eliza. I'm 28 years old and I'm currently in a relationship. And Ali, I think for me, what true love is someone who accepts you for who you are, someone who give you a peace of mind, and someone that you could trust, and someone that has um that put so much effort on you, and someone who was always there for you, and someone who respects you. I think that is what true love for me is.
That that is so many, like someone who accepts you and you've got a peace of mind with him. You can trust each other. There's an effort that you see for him to make up the relationship, always there for you, Eliza. But what if he's
Yes.
not around? What do you mean always there for you? True love is somebody who's always there for you physically, or not necessarily?
Necessarily, Ali. I think someone who was always there for me, who I can talk to whenever I was in my down moments, someone that was just one call away, something like that, Ali. Someone who updates me whenever he's doing something like that, Ali. Because I've been into a failed relationship before, Ali. That was my
Mm-mm.
first boyfriend, and we had a baby, and
Um,
it was very traumatizing for me. And he there was like a time wherein he don't update me for a couple of days, Ali. And that
oh,
is, yeah, that was really traumatizing for me. And I think that is why I'm asking for a lot of I'm asking for a lot of updates with him. And he always give me that, always give me assurance, and he always give me update.
what if he couldn't? Let's say he lost his phone and he couldn't update you within that day frame, or time frame that you need him the most, or he has some issues.
I
Would
see.
that
I think for me, Ali, that's okay as long as he would be able to explain it to me why he wasn't able to talk to me for a day. Because for a day without communication, and you're in a long distance relationship, that was very
ah
hard. But for like in a day, when if I know that he was telling the truth, there's always a girl instinct, Ali. You know that. But yeah, you would know that, you'll know if he was telling the truth or not. And whenever he like doesn't have like an option to update me, there's always you could always talk to him. Like, communication is the key for a good relationship, Ali. And he could always give me a reason why he couldn't be able to talk to me in a day, or just in advance. For example, he was really busy about something, and he wouldn't be able to talk to me for a couple of hours. Update is like, whenever he wasn't able to talk to me, update is always the key to have a good relationship, Ali. I think that's just for me. How about you guys?
well, before you ask us, Eliza, before I forget about what you have, my follow-up question, I would just like to throw it now. Are you on a long distance relationship currently? Liza?
Yes, yes, Ali.
Ah, that is why
Yes.
communication is the key. And really, within a 24-hour period and you don't know, well, I understand because, we get to worry. We care for this person. And if and where is he right now?
He was working in Pampanga.
Ah, I see. Well, that's a good thing about, there are the downside and the good side of having to be on a long distance relationship. The good side is that, you know, there's there's no much pressure that he would just be popping up or there's this um quite some freedom that he's away that you could breathe for a bit moment, but
Yes.
the downside is that if you need him ASAP, it would be quite some difficulty for him, especially like what has happened that if ever that his phone got broken or he lost connection, something like that, or he's on a dead spot. So those are the pros and cons of LDR. And also, uh, I would just like to say that I've got friends who are OFW, overseas Filipino workers, and they were saying that their loving relationship with their partners here in the Philippines have become stronger while they're away. Why? Because they've been spending so much time together online.
Yes.
Right? So they've got so
Yes.
many quality time together because of the online thing right now in social media, and they even get paid because YouTube is paying them or TikTok is paying them for doing the live stream, and that's how they do it so that they could do um be together 24/7, right, while
Yes.
live streaming, so that if ever you wouldn't worry what's happening, is he sick, or uh if sick, if like let's say you have a schedule to do a phone call at 8 p.m. and it's already 9, 10, 11, of course you'll worry, is he okay, did he get sick, something might happen to him, something bad might happen to him. So there's this anxiety that is so hard if he's away, right? Unlike if you're just one jeepney away, right? If you got worried, you could go there and be there physically, right? So
Correct. Yes.
there's those pros and cons, but that doesn't mean that true love can cannot flourish, right?
Yes.
We can make it happen for as long as, like what Eliza said, explain to me what happened, right? I care
Yes.
for you. It's okay for as long as the reason is valid, right? So
Correct.
let's go, and thank you for sharing, Eliza. Let's go now to our next co-host, a beautiful, lovely Rose. And please, Rose, tell us, how old are you? And what's your own
31.
definition? Hi. And what's your own definition of love?
Hi, Ali. Hello, everyone. My name is Rose, and yes, I'm 31 years old. When people ask me to define true love, I always laugh a little because it's one of those things we all think we understand until someone asks us to explain it out loud.
Correct.
But
I
if I really,
agree. Yes, yes, Rose, correct. It's really is hard to understand what true love is all about, right? Unless somebody would be asking you, what do you think, Rose? What's your definition of true love? Go ahead. Hello, Rose.
it's the
Are you
per
there?
sorry, yes, I'm here. Sorry,
Go ahead.
it's
Go
the
ahead
person
with your own
who makes you
definition.
feel completely safe, but also inspire you to grow into the best version of yourself. True love isn't perfect, and honestly, it shouldn't be. It's messy, It tests you, it requires communication, just like what Eliza wanted to have, a communication you didn't even know you were capable of, but it's also soft, it's patient, it's choosing each other on days when you're tired or annoyed or misunderstood. I think true love feels like home, not because it's familiar, but because it's where you can finally take a deep breath and be
Mm-mm.
your whole self. No performance, no pretending, just two people showing up for each other, even when it's hard and even when it's inconvenient, and especially when life gets real. And maybe the most
Uh,
important part, true love isn't just about who gives you butterflies, it's about who still holds your hand when the butterflies are gone and real life kicks in. That's magic of it. And that's how I define true love. Um, you're feeling safe with that people, with your partner.
yes, yes, correct. You know, when I was young, during those teenage years, right, with all those hormones popping up, right, when you're kind of on teens, and the pressure is so strong, right, the peer pressure is so strong during teenage years, that and everybody around me having romantic relationship, right, when you're in high school, right, or in college. Teens are really, and I hope that I've got, well, not hope, but I do know that I've got so many listeners right now who are currently on their teens. And yes, um, there's this uh, rush or pressure to go and find someone immediately. And that is why, thank you, Eliza and Mary, for sharing that what they need to find or say, or hey, this is true love, right? I mean, the conceptions that we have about true love can be like those what has been defined right now by Eliza and Rose. And I do really love what she said, that true love makes you a better version of yourself. Right? Rose said that. And I would like to say something about that because, you know, I've got this suitor, one who have courted me, and I asked him, what did you like about me? Why you like me? And he said so many things that I said, whoa, you're flattering me. I'm not that person. You're placing me on a pedestal and I'm not that person. You've got to love me for who I am, simply for being me. Love, though, not somebody that you would like me to be. Right? I mean, yeah, I want to
Yes.
improve, but hey, this is me. You have to accept me as I am and
Correct.
then help me grow. But don't change me, right? I mean, into fitting into somebody that I am not. It's like, go and find your own waifu online. If
Yeah.
that's the kind of fantasy that you are
Yeah,
dreaming of,
totally
right?
agree.
Right? Because you need to get to know who I am. Me. I mean, I like you, but I need you to like me, not what you have perceived me, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm
Yes.
willing to grow, not just old with you, spend my time with you, but also mature with you. But doesn't mean that I will lose myself, right? Awesome, awesome
Correct.
definitions of love from Mary, Rose, and Eliza. Oh, sorry. Did I say Mary? Rose? Do you, or would just like me to call you Rose?
You can call me Rose.
Awesome, awesome. So let's go and have on our next question. When did you learn what is not love? What love was not supposed to be? Who would like to go first?
I'm sorry,
I
I
think
didn't catch the question.
Oh, okay. Like what I have mentioned, I've got. a lot of teens who are listening right now, are teenagers who's into so much peer pressure, and um, and also so much into social media about seeing relationships here and there. So, can you tell us, hey, that is not love. That is not what love is really about. So, can you give us, um, in your both of you guys have been into your previous relationships, right? And that have taught you, hey, this is not love. So, what made you say so on your previous relationships that and you have ended it? What are those things that you may have said to yourself? Hey, this is not love.
Yeah, I think for me, I'll go first, Ali.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
For me, if it doesn't give you a peace of mind, that is not love. As I've mentioned before, I've been in a very traumatizing relationship, or I've been in a failed relationship before, Ali, and it doesn't give me a peace of mind. It's just that he was in and out. Like today he was talking to me, but after a couple of days, like 4 days or even a week, he will not gonna talk to me, Ali. And I've been overthinking a lot. I've been thinking what was happening. Is he okay? As just like you mentioned earlier, Ali, I was thinking like, is he okay? Is there like something wrong, or is he talking to someone, something like that? Was he cheating on me? If you're thinking those things, it was not healthy, and it doesn't give you a peace of mind, and you're losing yourself in a process. You're giving that person your everything, and you're losing everything in a process. And when you are you and when you're losing yourself, I think it's not true love for me. It's just like true love should be give and take, Ali. And for me, if it's just you who are giving, it was you who are just keeping your relationship together. And I think that is not true love for me, Ali. That is some that is where actually manipulation will gonna start also, because he's been cheating on me behind my back, Ali.
Ah,
And I've been seeing a lot of red flags in him. He was not responsible. He was just talking to me whenever he needed it. Relationship, a healthy relationship should have yeah, as what I've mentioned, it was give and take, and he should also put effort on you as much as you give him effort. You're giving him everything a lot. You're giving him your love, not just your love, but you're giving him financially. You are providing for him, and what you're just asking is his time and his love. And if you're begging for it, it's not true love for me, Ali. It's and I think what love for me is that you are love without asking for it, and you are love for who you are. You are love by with you having a lot of flaws, and he don't look into you. Um he don't look
mm-mm.
into you. He don't look into your flaws, Ali. And that's it for me. That's it for me.
Thank you, Eliza. I agree, right? The effort should be as much as you're willing to give, and at least, right, expect to reciprocate, right? I mean, it takes two to tango. So if you are doing a tango together and he's not on the same pace as you are, then you fall down, right? That's why when you
Correct.
dance, you have to be in sync. Sometimes, and most of the time, Okay, I'm bad in dancing, guys. I'm so bad in dancing. But I've got friends. These guys are um dancers on TV. Those are my friends. I've got so many friends who dance on TV, and they've been trying to teach me. And I was really so poor about it. And one of this, when during the 90s, one of those crushes, well, he's dead right now, okay? But during the time before, ah, that's a real heartache, by the way. But let me go tell this story about him. Um, he's the group, okay, is so famous, and one of this boy on this dance group on TV was my friend. All of them are my friend, but one of them who had the cancer and passed away young before he caught cancer, right? um oh, looking back now, I could say that, you're so kind. The Lord may catch you soon, right? That may. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing that it was, because we are happy that we will be seeing him again in heaven, okay? Because that's how we believe in, okay? So, um, going back, um, so my friend, this friend, before he caught cancer, he's so kind. He's so really a good person and is a very good dancer. They've been winning competitions, and I'm so bad. Okay, I've got both of my feet left. So, both of my feet are, left side, and I'm so poor in dancing. And he was trying to teach me because during my time, you have to attend um, dance parties to meet friends. It's a must because way back in my time, we've got no internet yet much. Okay, we handle a computer shop way back then, but um, it was the old school. The foresee how it is during the 90s. Okay, that the internet is so expensive, a computer is so expensive. That's why our business way back then, when I was 19, 20, was having our own internet computer with my friends because we really want to, be able to have not only a source of living, but we need way back then computers because it's the thing we need it to for us to do our homework and stuff, right? So um that's how it was during the 90s, that there's no Facebook yet, social media was there's no smartphone yet. That is why having a computer was a must way back then. And so going back, it to this friend of mine who's a very good dancer. Going back, why I mentioned this, because it takes two to tango. He was teaching me to dance because again, going on dance at night during, if has a birthday, we hold dance parties so that we could meet friends. Like for example, I met Isko Moreno, Mayor,
Wow.
Mayor, love you, Mayor. I met Isko. This was when I was 16. Okay, so I met him during those
Wow.
dance in Manila. Friends holding parties because again, we don't meet up through social media. There's no Facebook yet. So we do those dance parties at night, right? So um so he was teaching me how to dance, and he said, uh just follow the lead. It's okay. It's okay if you don't know how to dance for as long as the man knows how to dance. So he was just, wow. Wow. He was um we danced for an hour and I enjoyed it because I was just following his lead. Because it was so easy and so seamless that, wow, I can dance because my partner is amazing. So love is the same thing, right? If I am willing to learn and he is willing to teach me and we're willing to dance together, make it happen and work it out, the effort was there together, both of us. It takes two to tango. If it's I, only me would do it, that OMG, right, Eliza? It's
Yes,
not
yes,
true love, right?
correct,
It's not true love because we would both fall down, right?
correct.
So let's go to our next question. Or do you have something to add, Rose, about, what love is not?
Yes, I just want to add up about your question earlier about teenagers feel pressure so much into social media for how do we tell them what love is for those teenagers who's listening right now. Seriously, when I look at teens today, I honestly feel for them because wow, the pressure in social media is insane. Like imagine being 15 and thinking you need a perfect relationship, a perfect body, perfect photos, perfect everything just to feel like you're
Correct.
doing life right. So when I was a teenager, we didn't have to compete with couples doing a TikTok dances or people posting their day in life of my perfect boyfriend videos every 5 minutes. And that's the problem. Social media shows you the cute moments and not the real ones. Just like what you've experienced, that was the real
Correct.
ones. Um, Not the confusion, the growing pains, just the matching outfits, the fantasy dates, and the I found my soulmate at 16 posts. But love doesn't need
Correct.
an audience. Love isn't a performance, and love definitely doesn't need likes or comments to be real. Um, I am really jealous about what you've experienced with that man, hoping that I would find that love as well. When you're dancing, you didn't
Mm-mm.
fall out, you just follow the lead of the man. It's
Well, we will be
also,
spending dancing all eternity in heaven.
yeah,
Is
totally agree.
no in heaven. Well, anyways, yes, I like what you have mentioned, Rose. This is not love. I mean, there's this pressure on social media that, hey, this couple is posting this cute moments, right? And that puts pressure on the other, on your partner, that, hey, I want to do this, hey, I want to do this,
Yeah,
hey,
just
it's uh it's our first month anniversary, it's our second monthsary, we have to
yeah,
learn and know it. I mean, I don't know.
just
Hey,
to prove.
what are we going to do
Sorry,
on our 100 days? Something like that, right? I mean, not grand gestures, but the daily, sweet moments, for as long as, you know, there's the effort, right?
Correct.
correct.
Yes.
Yes. So
They're
let me
posting
go.
just to prove the relationship. Sorry, just have to add
Oh, go
up.
ahead, go ahead.
Nowadays,
Oh,
they have to prove the relationship on social media, and that's not love for me. That's a pressure. Some of
correct.
Yes.
the realest love moments aren't even photo worthy. It's just a quite simple. It's do not have to rush the love, teenagers.
Yes, correct. You don't need to always make an Instagrammable moment, right? Just simple things like, hand when I get off the jeep, right? Please hold my hand, right? Because I try to dress up nicely for you. Something like that, right?
Yes.
Be the man. Don't show me if we're going to get off the bus. Something like that. But instead, hold my hand as I step off the the bus or the jeepney, right? Something like that. Be the man that would cover me if somebody uh on the street is looking like would grab me, something like that. Small gestures of like being a gentleman that would say, "Hey, I'm trying to protect you," right? Something like that. I'm the man,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
I do have um one takeaway to teenagers listening. If someone makes you feel valued, respected, understood, and comfortable being your messy, imperfect self, that's love. Not the likes, not the hashtags, not the viral moments. Love is what happens off
Awesome.
camera. Everything else is just editing.
Yeah, yes. Maybe we could say they just edited it. Like, those wonderful, beautiful um couples like in the movie celebrities. Well, that's them, right? I mean, I don't want to put my loved one, my partner to be on a pressure state wherein he needs to prove always himself. Just simple gestures for as long as I could see he's genuinely into me, right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So, I'll be going to this next question by our listener. There's a pop up question here. When did you first realize that you were capable of loving deeply? Because our listener have said that, hey, they've got past uh, broken relationship, failed relationship. So they were curious to know, Eliza and Rose, when did you first realize that you're capable of loving deeply? Let's start with Eliza.
Yes. Thank you, Ali. For me, I realized that I am capable of loving deeply is when I had my first boyfriend. I'm loving him without asking in return. Um, I was very loyal to him before, and also aside from that, but yeah, as I've mentioned before, it's a failed relationship, so it didn't end up well. Um, Also, when I had my first baby, Ali, that kid, she really gave me hope, and that is the time that I felt like I was willing to give everything to this person, to this
Mm-mm,
baby. I'm willing to beg a guy for him
mm-mm,
to stay because I really don't want her to have a broken family. And as time goes by, the relationship was getting harder and harder for me. I just realized that what she need is just me. The love that I have for her is enough. I don't need a guy to raise her. I could raise her alone with the help of with the help of my parents and my family. And I think that is the one thing that I could say that I was capable of loving deeply. When you love someone without expecting in return, you just love them unconditionally, Ali.
yes, that's the word, the unconditional love. And guys, for Eliza, when she gave birth to this baby, she have realized that she would do anything for her, right?
Yes.
That's loving so deep for a mommy that they would do everything for their babies to even make sure that this guy can be a father, that we can still build a family because of this baby sake. And she did, okay, because being a mom really could be a point wherein you could say, hey, this is deep love. This is unconditional love. A mother's love. Yes. But good thing, Eliza, and that you have also realized that, you know, um, you could provide for your baby a complete family, even if there's a failed relationship between her father. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't
Yes.
worry about that. There kids nowadays, because of the surge of information online, they're aware that the before, the family setup, of course, was the norm, right? But the digital norm these days is that these kids accept, my kids actually, they were the ones who have decided that I should leave their father. At the age of, my youngest was 1 year old, next was a 3 year old, next was a 5 year old, and then my eldest was a 9 year old when they themselves have decided that, hey mom, you should leave dad because this is not a family anymore. We don't like seeing you getting hurt. Okay? So that is why they grew up complete because I allowed them still to meet their father, be- even though they said he's this, he's that, and But of course, it's okay. They're still their father. So they grew up still seeing those negative about their father, but it didn't affected their mental state. It didn't affect their love for their father. So they have accepted that those weaknesses, those bad attitudes of their father, because I have taught them that love for your parents still cannot be changed. You still need to love and respect them and accept those flaws. But that doesn't mean that I would allow him to hurt you mentally, physically, emotionally inside a home. So it's okay for them to grow up away with him because if he's with us each and every day, our neighbor would ask Bantay Bata. That's what our neighbor said. I would call Bantay Bata and have those kids' father to get imprisoned.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's why my kids grew up still respecting their father because he's not with us at home. So they only meet whenever their father has time. They only meet and they accepted um the situation that we were on, that even though it's hard for them, it's hard for me financially, they accepted it. They
Yes.
understood it at that early age in their life because kids these days are different. Okay, because they have this window on the social media, all those informations, and that is why their minds their mindset are different. But of course, me, I have guided them to ensure that, hey, this is your father, to give him the respect, okay? So that they can still feel the love. I mean, yes, this is the kind of love that he can give because he is this kind of person. So please don't expect, right? So they still do grow up complete. Okay, even though the setup was that we don't, you know, we are not on the same house. Okay,
Yes.
it's different nowadays, okay? And that is why my eldest is now 27. I've got a 23-year-old, I've got a 21-year-old, and I've got a 19-year-old. And they grew up happy, achievers in school, you know?
Wow.
Be- None of them went astray. Meaning, when I said went astray, none of them did any of those drugs or whatever, bad influence, bad friends, right? Because they themselves knew already. Kids these days knew already what is right and what is wrong on social media for as long as we have guided them well. Right? So don't be afraid, Eliza. It's different nowadays, okay?
Yes,
So
yes,
let's go and have Mary Rose. I mean Rose, Rose. When did you have finally have said uh, you're capable of loving deeply after those failed relationships?
Yeah, like for me, it's not about a failed relationship because you cannot have that love deeply with those relationships. It could be with your friend as well, or your puppy that has been died. Um, yeah, like for me, I didn't realize
Agree.
I could love deeply because of a relationship. It was actually when my best friend was having a rough time, and I caught myself worrying about her more than me. Um, I worried about myself, and I was like, oh, dang, I feel things, right? I think that's the part where the people get wrong. Loving deeply isn't just romantic, it can be about your friends, your family, even your pet. Like if you're ever cried over a dog video, congratulations, you're
Yeah.
capable of deep love. Also,
Wow.
and actually, a good point, loving deeply isn't about how long it lasted, it's about how much it opened you up. Even it was short, even if didn't end well, if it made you kinder, more patient, more aware of someone else's feelings, that counts. And to the teens that are listening, your feelings aren't less less real just because you're young. People love to say you're too young to know what love is, but honestly, sometimes teens feel like things way more deeply than adults. Um, also want
Correct.
to add up. Yeah, I want to add up because I am currently in long distance relationship. So if we're talking long distance love, if it hits you in a completely different, it will hit you a completely different way. For me, I realized during a period when my partner and I were literally thousands of miles apart. I remember just when I'm sitting on my tiny apartment balcony, staring at my phone and thinking, wow, I really miss him. Not just the text or the FaceTime, but you cannot touch him. Even if
I
even
see.
the laugh, you can see him laugh on the video, but it's a different way. You will miss him, and the way they see the world,
Yes.
that's actually cared as much about someone. And it wasn't dramatic fireworks like in the movies. It was just a quieter, more subtle, but somehow more intense because distance makes everything feel amplified. You start noticing the little things, the way they say good morning, the songs you share with
Mm-hmm.
him, even just the random thoughts at 2 a.m. And I think that's when I really understood loving deeply isn't just about being next to someone, it's about holding them in your heart even when they're far away. It's choosing them over and over across time zones, across the miles, across all the days when you can hold hands or share a coffee. So, yeah, for me, for a long distance love, showed me how much I'm capable of caring, of being patient, because that's what we need. Um,
Ah,
Wanting else someone's being
nice.
happy, s- much as my own. Yeah, that's
Oh, that
first
was
felt the
so
tip of my own heart.
sweet. And
It's my
Yes.
first time to be on that
oh yes,
relationship, long distance relationship.
awesome, awesome, right? You have realized that you're capable of loving deeply now that he's far away. Right? Because you long for him, right? Even the smallest things, because he's away, then you have realized, hey, I do love him deeply because I misses those small things about him, right? And it's amazing that both of our co-hosts right now, dear folks of Dear Alley, both of them are on LDR, right? Eliza, you're on
Yes.
LDR as well. Wow,
Yes, Ali.
Rose. Wow. Where is he currently, Rose? Pampanga as well?
No, overseas.
Ah, and even on your tone tone of voice, it shows that you really do misses him.
Yeah,
Well, we want you to be happy on this. Okay, so sorry that in the show have made you long for him a little
that's
bit
fine.
more,
Fine.
but okay, bear with it. Okay, which is. Well, after this, go and try to call him and tell him, hey, how about trying to do YouTube so we can do live streaming all the time with pay, okay? Um, so that would actually, I'm not gonna ask this question by one of our folks. It says, how do you know when you're truly in love? Because, hey, dear listener who have popped up this question, they already have answered. For Rose, because she's on an LDR, she have realized she's truly in love because he misses this guy so badly. And as for Eliza, well, um, she have realized that she's truly in love because of knowing about her daughter and wanting to do everything for her daughter. But would you like to add on this one, Eliza? How do you know when you're truly in love? Can you give an advice for our listener?
Yes. I think for me, Ali, when you're in love, when you're deeply in love, um, you know that you're deeply in love with someone when you're willing to give everything to that person, as I've mentioned earlier. And just like what Ali said, that even though you don't see them every day, um, you still love them, you still care for them. And I think, Ali, that's it for me. That's just my opinion about about that.
Yes, for songs, when you're in love, when you want to do certain things for this person, right? Because you cannot
Yes.
ever, we can always give without loving, but you can never love without giving, right? Rose, do you want to add something, or would you like to answer this pop-up question from our listener? What do you need in a partner to feel secure?
Um, what do you need in a partner to feel secure? For me, it's really what do you need a partner to feel secure not just in a relationship but emotionally? I think this is something we all struggle with figuring out, right? So I think it's different for everyone. For me, security isn't about them never leaving. It's about knowing that we can handle life together, that we're on the same team, even when it's getting messy. So that's the consistency. I need the partner who shows up emotionally, who communicates honestly, and who can hold a space for me when I'm stressed or overwhelmed. Not perfect, just reliable. That's how I
Awesome.
feel secure.
Yes. Not perfect. Just
Yeah,
Correct.
be reliable,
reliable.
right? Open communication, especially your way. Please be true. Be honest.
True.
I can accept it, whatever it may be. Just tell me. How about you, Eliza? Would you like to answer this pop-up question? What do you
Yes.
need in a partner to feel secure?
Yes. I think for me, Ali, for me, what I need in a partner to feel secure is that, as what Rose mentioned, it needs to have consistency, consistent of putting effort on you, as much as you give effort on him. Also, someone who gives me a peace of mind. I think I did mention before, Ali, that there's this scenario wherein he gave me his social media account because I told him that I felt what I've been through before, and I don't trust that much. So as a security, he gave me social media account, and um I think that's it for me. He should give me like effort, and I don't overthink too much because I know that he will not gonna do anything behind my back. Because if I overthink, that's unhealthy. And I think for me, yeah, what I want in a relationship is that something who has also future, who also wants a future with me, something who has plans for me in the future, Ali.
Wow. Yes, correct. And I do agree. Go ahead, Rose, if you want to say something
Um,
to add
about
on that.
to I'm about to agree with Eliza about planning with your future. That's totally a perfect to feel secure. There's a plan.
Yes,
There's always
correct.
to be a plan.
Yes, correct. Um, we don't need grand gestures. Planning about wedding vows, planning wedding that of the century, giving me a big diamond ring to make me feel secure, right? Just, the thought of wanting to spend the rest of your life with me, right? Just,
Yes.
giving me what you need to do for our future is enough for me to feel secured. And um, by the way, I have here a pop up question from our listener. He said that, hey, he gave you the access to to his social media account, but what if he has another account or another phone? What can you say about this, Liza?
Yes, I think for me, I always believe in girls, what do you call this? Girls, uh, it was on the tip of my mouth. I don't clearly remember, but it's
Yes.
girls'
Instinct.
intuition.
It's just
Uh-huh. Correct.
instinct.
Yes.
Girls' instinct.
Um, Instinct, yes, correct, Rose. I believe in girls' instinct, and whenever I felt that he was hiding something from me, I will definitely gonna confront him. But right now, he doesn't give me like a negative. It doesn't like give me like negative energy, something like that. Um I think I should just trust him for now, since they're just like 3 months. I think yeah, 3 months is just too soon to tell. But I'm still trying to know him more. And I think right now trust is the key for it. But right now, the social media that he gave me, it's an established account, and it has a lot of friends. And I think that way I should know if like if he was talking to another girls. But if there's like another social media account, I think I don't know what I'm gonna react, to be honest, Ali. But yeah, let's just focus on what we have right now. That's what I was told.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Don't put things that would destroy my mind, right? I mean, it
Yes.
don't. It's not happening. So not unless, I mean, it's like like Marites that
Yeah.
you're putting stories that isn't even happening. I mean, we as girls, we do have this woman's instinct, or in women's intuition, girls' instinct, women's intuition. We are not doubters. We love you. We believe in you. If you say so, then it's fine. If we caught you, then so sorry. It's okay. Just,
Yes.
just explain and then man up to your actions. Be responsible to, be able to face what you have wronged with. It's okay. Mistakes do happen. We're not perfect, like what they have said. Our co-hosts have said, we're not perfect. We're all humans. We do commit mistakes, but like Eliza said, 3 months is too early, right?
Correct.
Sometimes some people get married even after a month of knowing each other. That's what happened to me. After
Wow.
a month, we got married. After a month of no, but that is because we grew up together. He's a neighbor, so after a month of courtship, of finally saying, hey, we're going steady, after a month of finally declaring that we're it already, we're a couple already, he gave me a ring and decided to to get married. And my friend says, hey, that's too fast. Oh, I was, caught in a whirlwind, right? Caught in this emotions. I'm a hopeless romantic, and that was so wrong of me, right? I mean, it's a great feeling, guys. It's a great emotion, this love and then this spark and this all these fireworks. But I'm not saying that, hey, please give it some time, right? True love happens when, like what Rose have mentioned, true love, would happen when all this spark or fireworks or drama have subsided. Let's wait, okay? Let's wait
Yes,
and give
yes,
it time to see how he would be on small things. Because if we cannot trust him on important small details of our lives, then we couldn't be able to trust him on important issues of our lives, right? Let's get to know him. Let's not rush. It is
yes,
true. It's not in the age, like what our co-hosts have mentioned a while back. It's not age. It's okay. Don't think that even if you're on a teenager, what you feel is not valid. It is. It may be. I've got friends who got married when they were 16 and they're still going steady, right?
yes,
And they've got
correct.
beautiful kids now in college and they're still together and still so sweet, right? I mean, it's not really um my love story can be a lesson for you, but that doesn't mean that it's the same love story for others. There's no general thing about love, right? That's what also our co-hosts have mentioned. It's different from each person, right? That's what also our co-hosts have mentioned a while back. It's different. My love story cannot be the same as love story. There's no actually a formula, but there's a standard. Not lose ourselves, not lose yourself. Make sure there's this values. We don't lose ourselves. We don't lose what we believe or hold on to as important because we want to sacrifice for this relationship. Let's not lose our way along the way. Okay? Yes, it's good. We have finally have realized that we can love deeply because of these things that this person is giving us. But hey, hello. It's always takes two to tango, right? Yes, I'm deeply in love now. But wait, is he on the same deep as you are? Maybe he's only on the top of maybe he's only on the surface and we don't know yet. For as long as the trust have not yet been built, as long as um, we he does not make us feel secure yet by telling us what his plans for our future together. That's what is that's what has been shared on this um, session or on this podcast. Please, it's full of beautiful insights from our co-host today.
Yeah.
And those real life lessons that I have had from the past, from the current relationships, let's go learn from them and use them as our guide. Because again, it may be a different love story, but it is the same values. It may be a different story for your partner, but it still is the same categories that you need to look for. And again, what would that be? Commitment, communication.
Yes.
Myself should not be lost along the way, but should be improved by you, right? Me, allow me to be myself, to grow fully, no matter what age I may be. Like, for example, I'm a teenager. These are my dreams, and I don't want to sacrifice my dreams because you have perceived me as somebody else. Right? Those are the things
Yeah.
that we have discussed, and I'm just repeating it, the listeners, because these are true and beautiful, and whatever generation, time after time, true love is the same
I agree.
because people, human beings, we may have a different era of digital and everything, but human beings are the same, whatever era we may be. So please, let's go keep those values intact and never sacrifice or compromise those um, values just for us to be able to keep this person. Maybe, there's always someone else there who could be in sync with us. So let's not rush. Okay? Like what our co host has said. Thank you, everyone, for spending amazing podcast for today. And I hope you could go and see us once again for learning and finding our true love. This is your host, dear Ali, and Liza. Rose, would you like to say goodbye to our listeners?
Hi, thank you so much for listening, guys, and I hope you enjoy this session. And see you on another podcast session. Thank you so much, Ali, for
Awesome.
Yeah.
having us here.
Thank you
Yes,
so much,
see you.
Ali. Thank you so
Mm,
much.
yes, hope to see you again.
Bye.
Bye, folks. See you soon. Till the next episode. Love, love, love.